are in Judges in chapter 20, and we should be in verse 30. So it says, Vayalu b'nei Yisrael. B'nei Yisrael went up, El b'nei Binyamin b'yom hashlishi. On the third, they went up against, literally two, B'nei Binyamin on the third day, V'yarchu El HaGiv'ah, and they set up an array to Giv'ah, Kipa'am Pa'am, like the previous two times. And so what happens, let's just again run through the story. V'yetzu b'nei Binyamin l'krat ha'am. So once again, the b'nei Binyamin went out to meet the nation. Hantiku min ha'ir. Hantiku is they uprooted themselves and turned. So how they said, they were drawn away. Okay, until they were drawn away from the city. Vayachelu lahak, and they began lahakot meha'am chalalin kipa'am pa'am. They began to hit or to kill people, causing casualties as usual, like the other two times. B'mesilot asher achat ola Beit El, in the path or along the highways, upon which one goes up to Beit El. V'achat giv'ata basade, and one toward Giv'ah, and the other to Giv'ah in the field. Kishloshim ish b'Yisrael, around 30 people in the of Bnei Yisrael. Okay, so they're having the normal success that they would have. Just turn the page here. Okay, and let me just make sure I'm not. Okay, so it's just what we have. Fine. Let's go a little further. Vayomer b'nei Binyamin. So b'nei Binyamin said, they are being plagued before us, so they're being smitten before us, just as originally. So we're good. B'nei Yisrael Amru. B'nei Yisrael said, Nanusa unetan tak nuhu. And the children of Israel had said, let us flee, let us run away, and draw them away from the city to the highways. Then all of Israel, every man of Israel, got up from his place, Ba'al Tamar, and they set themselves in array at Ba'al Tamar, Va'orev Yisrael, Megiach Mimkomo Mima'are Gava. And Bnei Yisrael, the lives of weight of Bnei Yisrael, drew forth from their place out of Mimare Giv'ah. See, they set the trap. So what they're doing now, they're coming out from this place. Apparently, Rashi says, Mimarod Giv'ah was a Makom Tsar. It was a narrow place. And it, okay, fine. So they could, I guess they were hiding there, and that's why they weren't looking for them, because it's so narrow, if you go with that. Yeah. Okay, let's go on. And then it says, Ve'avo'u. Ve'avo, and they came in negative, they give up from opposite of, and how do they say this? They came, against. So opposite, give us, certain lefim, each b'chor because Israel, 10,000 chosen men from Bnei Yisrael. The war was heavy. V'hem lo yadu, and they did not know kinogat aleim hara'a, that, and they did not know that the misfortune was approaching them. Okay, so that's the beginning of that war. That's how we're seeing the war start out. Now let's see what the Malbim has to say on this. Starting with, where is it? Here it is. Vayasem Orvim, so they set up the ambushes. Susamu kamo oivim ikamim komot, like we explained many times before. Sefer shetechila hinatku b'nei Binyamin me'ir. So at the beginning, they began to uproot the people from the earth by tricking them to leave, so the Bnei Binyamin would leave from the city, and via Bnei Israel making themselves like they were beaten from before them. Natku otam elamasilot. So then they went out to the highways. Ubeir b'nei Binyamin natku elamasilot. So now it's explained that the Bnei Binyamin followed them. V'ya'an chashvu, because they thought Bnei Israel negafim, because they thought that Bnei Israel again was being smitten from before them. V'Yisrael heru atzmam nisim. Nasim, and Bnei Israel showed themselves to be running because in order to get them out, in order to get Bnei Binyamin out of the city.
Oh, this was just
so plot.
Bnei Israel had the huge numbers, and Bnei Binyamin had the small numbers. Binyamin was beating them.
Right, right. But what's happening is setting up a trap. How they got around what did they say, 30 people here?
Yeah.
30 people to just fall on the ground, and I was willing to sacrifice 30. So,
to bring Binyamin out.
To bring Binyamin out, it's an interesting. How do you convince the person?
Think they're committing another.
But how do you convince the 30 people who had to die even to die?
Boy,
you have to always. We hear what's going on, but 30 people still die here. At least 30.
Comment about that?
Huh?
Does anybody comment about that?
No. I don't know if. I shouldn't say nobody. I don't have anybody here with comments. So, not that I saw. I'm just bringing the point up. So what happens is, again, from the beginning, they set a few up from the camp, like it's a matter of war. And they make themselves as if they're defeated. And while this is happening, the rest of Bnei Israel are getting up. Shehu hamachaneh bechlala. That's the entire camp. V'yarchu Baal Tamar, and they set themselves in array in Baal Tamar. V'hinei Yisrael ba'u mi Beit El. So now Israel is coming from Beit El. Shehu tzafon la'eretz Binyamin, which is from the north of Binyamin, of the land of Binyamin. V'yimkein haya machaneh b'tzafon. So if that's the case, then the camp was from the north. B'toch kach. And in the midst of this, Sha'arch Yisrael Higiach Ha'orev Ha'echad Shehub Ma'arav. So while they're setting up themselves in that area, so the ambushes are going to the west of Geva. They're going to be in the west of Geva. Mimkomo Ma'are Geva, from its place of Ma'are Gever, Shu made Vechabab Mara, which apparently was held inside, hidden in the caves. Okay, so Vayo, and then it says they came opposite or against Giva, Mitzad Ha'ir Mimara, from the west, the Fizeh, according to this, Hayu B'nei Binyamin Mokvim Mitzavon Mimarav, they B'nei Binyamin were surrounded from the north and the west. And once they were surrounded, now the war was going to become heavy upon them. But they, Bnei Binyamin, did not know that the evil was coming to them, as it were, and that it would be the end of the war. Because through this, because of this setup from the north and the west, 25,000 men of Bnei Binyamin would be killed. They didn't realize that was happening. Kol Zeh Sefer Derech Kalal. This is all told in a general fashion. And from now, we're going to explain what was going on specifically. And it's going to begin to explain the nuances or the particulars of the war. Okay, that was the general. In other words, what the Malbim is telling us is that was the overall scene. That was a headline. Now the story is going to go a little more in depth as to what happened. Lamed Vav, right? No, I skipped something. Right. Oh, okay. So Lamed Hey, 35. Vayigov Hashem et Binyamin. So Hashem plagued Binyamin, Lefnei Yisrael, before the people of Israel. V'yashchitu b'nei Yisrael b'Binyamin yomahu, and on that day, Bnei Israel killed, slaughtered, destroyed. Esrim v'chamisha elef umeya ish, 25,100 men, kol eilish alev charev, all those who drew the sword. So we have, like I said, it's a major wipeout. It's there's not many more people left. I think it's actually all the people that were there. Vayru b'nei Binyamin ki negafu, and the people of Binyamin saw that they were beaten. Vayetnu ish Yisrael makon Binyamin, and so Israel gave a place for Binyamin. How does he say that? He gave a place. Gave a place?
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting. Okay. He gave a place to Binyamin. Ki batchu el ha'orev, because they were certain in their, they were not certain, they were confident in their, the orev is the ambushers.
Oh, yeah.
The ambushers. I'm just looking here where it says it. The turned and bound.
Liars in wait.
Liars in wait. There you go. Yeah, ambushes. Yeah. So
And they were hidden. They were lying down, hidden apparently.
right. Oh, I went to one page too fast. That's the problem.
Oh.
Okay. That they had Shesamu el Hagiva, that they had set against Giva. So what does it mean? Gave place. So Rashi says, "Vayidnu ish Yisrael." The men of Israel gave Asher B'Sadeh, the ones that were in the field. Makom Binyamin Levroch Al Giva. They gave him place for the Benjaminites to run or to flee to Giva. Ki Samchu Yisrael El HaOrev, because Bnei Israel relied upon the liars and wait Sheyatzu Likratam, that they would come out to meet them. You hear the plan they had? They went out, we're slaughtering. Now the people are saying, okay, you have to retreat. They gave them place to retreat. They allowed them to retreat, because that's what it means. They gave them place. You know, it's just, I can never say this enough. It's just amazing, because from the Hebrew and even the English, if you look at what it says, I mean, it does make sense. And the children of Benjamin saw they were beaten, and the men of Israel gave place to Benjamin. What does that mean? Without the commentary, knowing what's going on, what does that mean? They gave place to Benjamin, and now we see that they gave place for them to flee back, to give up, because they trusted. They had a trust in the ambushers that they set up against Giva, that they were going to take care of them. Okay. Like I said, without commentaries, I don't know how anybody understands any of these books. Vayiru b'nei Binyamin. I'm sorry. Next one. So 37. V'ha'orev hechishu. So the liars and waits, or the ambushers, blew. V'yishpetu et hagiva. What do you mean they blew? Really? I like that. They blew. It says they blew. Okay, it says they hurried. Matthias Sion says they hurried.
Wow.
That's better to me. And I don't know what the word blue is. Oh, it says, hey, oh, I'm sorry, I was hastened. There you go. Vayishdu el Giva, and they scattered in Giva. V'yim shocha orev, and the liars in wait. What they do, they dragged. This is that's interesting. That's when they said blue. Okay, dragged. I'm sure why. And they smote the city according to the. They smote the city according to the sword. Now I'll ask you. You have the English in front of you. It says they blew. What they blind? What do you mean they blew?
Oh.
So Rashi explains, "Vayim shocha orev," or I said they dragged out or whatever. So it says mashach b'shofar. They blew the shofar.
Oh.
Devar acher, mashach b'shofar am asher ito. Okay, Elair. They blew shofar to the nation that was with them, and they pulled them to the city. So once again, even with the English that they're having, they don't tell us what's going on. Amazing stuff. I guess such are now looking at the English to the Hebrew. I really don't know how people get this.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, what happens is v'hamoed hayel ish Yisrael im ha'orev. Ha'orev, right? That the set time was with the men of Israel with the literally the set time. Again, this is, you have to figure out what's going on here. But the set time was to the men of Israel with the liars of weight. Herev lotam mas'ad ha'ashan min ha'ir. Herev is what is this? What? Herev. It's not Herev, so it's Herev. Lemechat, Herev. They made a big great pillar. Okay. Otherwise, they should make a great pillar. It says Herev. Okay, and it's and the. That's interesting. Or Harbe. Mr. Dion says Harbe. Okay, Herev is a short word for Harbe. So that's why it's a lot of the smoke of the fire should go. Smoke of the fire, the conflagration should go up from the city. So that's what they had set that aside. So Mr. David says, this was the time. From the time that they sent the ambushes, Hayalahem Siman Im HaOrev, they had a sign with the ambushers, Ladad Zaman Boam Elair, to know when they should go. In other words, they had a signal to inform the ambushers when they should go to the city. And what was that? The way they would know this time was they would cause much smoke to rise from the city by burning those things which really increase the smoke. So it's not necessarily they're burning the whole city down, they're just making it so there's going to be a lot of smoke. At that point, the liars in wait will know that it's time to come out. Okay, so then what happens is V'yavoch ish Yisrael b'milchama. Now the people of Israel turned in the war of Binyamin hechel ha'kol chalalim b'ish Yisrael kishloshim ish, and that now as they turned in battle, so Binyamin defended themselves and they began to fight, causing casualties with around 30 people. That's the 30 people that we talked about before. Ki amru ach nigof nigafu lefanenu, because they said only now or surely now they are beaten before us, kimulchama rishona, like in the first war. V'hamas 8 hechela la'alot v'ne'ir, and the pillar began to rise from the city. Amud Ashon, the pillar of smoke. Vayifen Binyamin acharav. The Bnei Binyamin turned behind them. V'hinei Allah kelil ha'ir ha'shemaima, and behold, the city was aflame, as it were. The smoke of the entire city was going up to the sky. V'ish shel hafach. So now Bnei Israel turned. V'yibahel ish Binyamin. The people of Binyamin were astonished or panicked. Kira, because Bnei Binyamin saw Kinaga alav hara, that the evil was coming to them. Okay, vayifnu lifnei ish Yisrael, and they turned away from Bnei Binyamin, and they turned from before the men of Bnei Israel, El derech hamidbar, toward the wilderness. But the war caught up with them. Or literally him, because singular, but because you're looking at Binyamin as singular. That was from the cities, and all those from the city were destroyed within it. So that's how they're getting everybody. Kitru at Binyamin. So they encircled Binyamin here, Difuhu, and they put a pursuit, Menucha Hedrichuhu. So they called a pursuit upon them near the resting place, Ad Nochach Giva, until opposite Giva. There's Negiva Mizrach Shamesh, from Mizrach Shamesh, along its east. Vayiplu Binyamin. So from Binyamin, what happened there? Okay. So again, what happens is Vayiplu Binyamin. So from Binyamin there fell Shmona Asar Elef, each 18,000 men. Ekol Ela Anshe Chayil, all of these were men of valor. Vayifnu, and they turned. Vayanusa Midbara Ela Sela Rimon, and they fled to the wilderness to Sela Rimon, the rock of Rimon. Vi'oluluhu Bamasilot, and they went up, or they gleaned from them. No, they went on to the pass. They went to the rock of Rimon. Okay, I like that they translate this very interestingly. And they gleaned of them. Fialuhu, chamishet ish alafim ish, 5,000 men. We had biku acharav ad gideon, and they attached themselves after them. In other words, they ran after them until Gideon. Vayakum imeno alafim alpayim ish. Now they killed another 2,000 men. So we're already up to 20,000. Vayihi kol hanoflim binyamin esrim v'chamisha elef. So for altogether, the ones who fell from Binyamin at that point were 25,000 each. Shalef cherav b'yom Hahud that drew the sword in that day. Kol Eila Anshe Chayil. Again, all of them were Anshe Chayil. I'm just going to go to the end of the chapter and then we'll go to just to get the background. Vayifnu, so they turned Ve'anusa Midbara El Sela Rimon, and they went and they fled to the wilderness to the rock of Rimon. Sheish Me'od Ish, 600 men. Ve'yeshu B'Sel Rimon, and they stayed at Sela Rimon. Arab at the rock of Rimon. Arab Chadashim for 4 months. Ve'ish Israel Shavu El Bnei Binyamin V'Yakum Lefi Chareb. So the men of Israel returned to the turned upon the Bnei Binyamin, and they smote them according to the sword. Meir mitim v'ad behema. So from the city, even the cattle, and even all that was found in there. Ad kol nimsa sham. Ad kol nimsa, until everything was found. And also all the cities that were found, they set on fire. Okay, that's the end of that chapter. Let's go back to the Malbim and see the story. That was all the headlines. Let's see what happened behind the headlines. Okay, so we stopped at 20 right here. Okay, so we're going back to 37. So it says, right, 37? Yeah, 37. If Orev Yechishu, so the ambushers hurried along. They hastened. That's what they always said, right? Hastened. But Odam rode him while they were pursuing. Maru b'nei Binyamin b'nei ha'orev. So b'nei the ambushers were hurrying. Upashtu al nimshach b'ma'at zaman, and so they were scattering on this little bit of time. Ad shegamru halakot and she'ir, until they killed all the people of the city. V'lechem misi bazo. That's why they went around. V'yavoch Israel b'mechama. So then Bnei Israel turned in the war. This is what we said before. That they gave Binyamin a place to run, as it were, because they made themselves look like they were running away. Because that was because of the signal that they set up with the ambushes. But and at that time, the Bnei Binyamin had begun to cause casualties, around 30 men. So Bnei Binyamin thought, who were beating them, which means that also in the midst of that they were being plagued, they did not yet put their mind to this, because they thought that once again they're conquering Israel. So surely their power was good. So that via that they gave a place to Binyamin. That's what it means. They gave a place to fool them. These 3 verses, they are an explanation. Who perish the Mashanem are pasuk Vav, that which was said in verse 36. Vayitnu b'nei Yisrael makol Binyamin. They gave a place to Binyamin. Ki batchu el orev yashir samu el giva. So what it means is they gave him a place to delude themselves. That's all the Malbim was looking at that. Not only a place to run, but a place to delude themselves. V'masat. And so now we have the Masat. That was 40. So on verse 40, and the time that they were running. So ulam be'esh gamru ha'orev lahakod at ear. So on the time that the ambushes completed destroying the city. So sha'az hitzitu ha'ir. That's when they started to cause the city to burn. V'ala mas ad amud eshan. So they caused this conflagration, the fire. Conflagration, yeah. For the smoke to go up. Az ra'a Binyamin, that's when Binyamin saw. Shnei devarim l'mefalta. They saw 2 things that would be to their downfall. 1, sha'ala kalil ha'ir, that the city was destroyed. She'ish shalafach, and that the people had Bnei Israel turned now. Due to this, or because of this, v'yivayel ish Binyamin. So ish Binyamin, the men of Binyamin, became scared, astonished. Kirai kinaga elav hara, because they saw that the tides have changed on them. Vayifnu sha'az shahaya mokev shlosh ruchot. Now they saw that they were surrounded from 3 sides. We have a machaneh haya b'tzafon. The camp was from the north. Ve'orev harishon she'etzav min ha'ara haya marav. And the ambush is the first liars in wait from the caves came from the west. And the second liars in wait, that burned the city, they were in the south. So they were forced to turn to the wilderness, Litzad Mizrach, to the east, Shahaya Patuach, which is the only place open. They left one place open for them, fine. Derech Mesilot, so their way was the way of the highways. Umisham Lifnei Ir, and from there the way toward the city, B'tzad Mizracha, from the east side, Misham El Midbar, and again from there to the wilderness of Val Mahalcho Zeh. But while doing this, Hamilchama Bikihu, the war caught up with them. Because they were surrounded. Not only were they surrounded from 3 sides, but the but the cities that were destroyed, they were destroyed in the midst of that the camps of Israel that went from the cities, nichnasu el toch machane Binyamin, they entered into the midst of the camp of Binyamin, in its midst, in the middle of it, and destroyed it. So Kidshru, now it says, now we're going to explain little by little, what happened? It says, from the beginning, they surrounded Binyamin, Keketo, like a crown. Zaya ate Yatz. This was the time that the ambusher went out. The first ambusher went out, Mishnei Ruchot, and they surrounded from two directions. When it says they pursued him, that was referring to the third set. Samuel told the Radov al Yadesh Aswad Asman, they got him, and that's what they mean when it says they put the pursuer against them. Who wrote and then they were going to the where the city was burning. Again, that was all the way to the opposite Giva from the east. Shederach Sham Barach El Midbar, because that's where they were running to, right? They ran to the east. Vayiplu Ata. So now he says, the album says, it says they fell. What's that referring to? Now we're going to start counting individual. We have to know how many people died in each place. So in the beginning, where the place was the actual war zone, was 18,000 fell. And now in the place that they ran, they fled to, when they came to the highways, like we said above, so now you have 5,000 people who died, so again you're up to 23,000. And then they went all the way together. So now you have another 2,000, that's 25,000. You call an oflim. Now we will go to the entire amount. And that's what it says on that day. Ki elef me'ah hachaserim min hacheshbon shayachav vav elef zayin me'ot. And because it says the 1,001 that were missing from the original account of 26,700, like we said above, they had already fallen in a previous war. Oh, Shenergu, or they had been killed in the camps, in the caves, the day before, and the days after. And I was asking what happened to all the people. They're telling you what's going on, that how the people died and what the numbers were, and so on and so forth. So again, if you're reading this without commentary, then what you're saying is very repetitive. It's out of order. They killed them, they're fighting, they killed them, fighting. Why do we have to hear this over and over and over again? And the Malbim is coming to answer all those questions. That first we had to have the general overview of what happened. Now we have to go see what happened in the war. After we have the war, now we're going to tell you where everybody died and how the numbers were. So it's an interesting take on the importance of the order of the story. In other words, again, the general, then we're going specific, then we're even going more specific. So it's not as if there's 3 or 4 or 15 writers here. It's that each one we're seeing a different aspect of the war and how these things happen. Okay? Yeah. And that's where we'll stop. So we're starting the last chapter next week.
Well, this all started, I'm trying to remember, the B'nai Binyamin, they had set up an idol or something.
B'nai Binyamin, you mean why? No, you mean why they start? Why this thing, or the very beginning of it?
No, right. Well,
this starts because of the concubine.
Oh, that's right.
This starts because of the concubine. The reason that Bnei Yisrael was attacked or lost was because they didn't do teshuvah for the idol that Micha set up.
Because they had the huge numbers. So
they should wipe them out. So they
had to repent first.
They had to repent. They had to do all the things. And then Binyamin should have taken care of the issue and should have spoken about the issue with their compatriots, and they didn't. So we have a lot of action going on. But the original thing, if you want to go back to, and that's what you actually have to do. Yeah. What was our sin in the beginning that got us to have this whole mishagas?
With the idols.
So it would be the idol and turning away from Hashem. Yeah.
Why?